Good morning. This is W.T.F with the Family Tabers. Miss Tange, I am in the building. Today is Wednesday, July 18th, 2025, and we are back. We are back in the building, y'all. We are back with coffee and donuts. We all know that the early bird catches the worm always. I have not had my coffee this morning, but I am still loud, live, and on time. Hi, what's up, Jamia? So, y'all, life has been lifing. Life has been kicking our butts, taking us left, right, and turned us every which way but loose, like the people say. But in spite of it all, we still trust God. We still believe that his plan is a divine plan, that he knows what is best. And despite how we may feel about certain things, we still believe in him. We still have faith in him, and we still love and trust him. Okay. um so y'all, we have some big announcements. I was waiting for Alexa to tap in. Whew. We have some big announcements to make. I have a few guests that I want to bring up to the stage this morning. I am running a little bit late. It's still at the top of the hour. It's 6:14 Central Standard Time here in Mississippi, the Mississippi Delta. And I may sound chipper, but yeah, I've been going through. I have been going through it. And despite me going through it, I'm still alive. I'm still blessed, and I'm still highly favored with God. Okay. Mm. Okay. So listen. Um, I took a break from YouTube, not really because I wanted to, but because you know I have a real life. Life, you know, has been not so kind in some ways, and in some ways God, has really shown Himself to me. Oh, Taco Tuesday was amazing. I'm still recovering. I am still recovering from Taco Tuesday. I am. And I said I was only going to do prepaid orders, but honey, when the money, when the orders start coming in and people say, "I just saw your post. Are you able to take more orders?" Yes, ma'am. I was able to take more orders. Because I wasn't gonna throw no food away. I served. Well, we served because I can't do it by myself. We served till we was scraping a pot for ground beef for meat. So yeah, and I still got this little frog in my throat, but I'm still here. I still, I've recommitted myself to doing coffee and donuts, and so when I saw what time it was this morning, I said, "Oh my God!" And I said, "I'm still gonna do it because I made my mind up, to start back doing coffee and donuts." And my family has prayer every morning at 5, and I heard my phone ring, and I said, "I'll be late for prayer, but I get in prayer." But honey, when I woke up, they had got done praying and everything. But it's okay. It's okay. God knows my heart. You can pray any time of the day. So thank you for asking about Taco Tuesday. Um, So let me tell y'all, I'll try to wait till a few more people come in, but I know it's because I'm just popping up on them. They'll probably catch the replay. I'm praying and hoping they'll catch the replay and see that we revamping the show. So let me tell you about this avatar and why I'm not face to face. Okay, so years ago, Alexis and I, my sister, decided to do a morning show based off of so like a radio show, because when I was driving to work, I would listen to Ricky Smiley and Tom Joyner and Doug Banks. And people need something to listen to when they're on their way to work. I know I did. And I just figured that On the way to work, I was hoping that people would tap into us and listen and get all the tea. We can talk about whatever's going on in the news or whatever everybody is feeling, and give some positive vibes before they get into the workplace. Okay. Jamie, I wish you were closer. Girl, if we were close, we could tear some things up in these YouTube streets, honey. And personal life, so we can tear some things up. Do you hear me? So, along the way, it really started, I think maybe during COVID, um, when everything was shutting down. And then after COVID kind of it didn't clear up, but after everything started back opening up, I ended up going back to work and couldn't really fit the show into my work schedule. Okay. But now I have some big announcements. And sometimes God does things, like I said, his plan is not ours. So sometimes God does that. We don't understand his mindset. We think we should do things this way, and his plan is totally different from what we thought, a situation should go. So you never know what God has in store and why he does certain things that may hurt. But if you look at the bigger picture in the end, it still may hurt, but God designed things a certain way. So, coffee and donuts for now is back in effect. And I'm just trying to wait till some people tap in before I make this announcement. But I don't want the time to run out. So let me give everybody an update, bring everybody up to today. Okay, so back in 23, um yeah, I know I had this surprise. Well, I ain't gonna say this surprise baby. I had a surprise. Well, my husband and I had a surprise baby, Trinity, and I've introduced her to YouTube, but not like I had done with Jamie Lynn. Jamie Lynn was everybody know Jamie Lynn. She's been to meet and greets and have done videos and everything. Um, so when Trinity came about, life just like threw us a curveball. It was a blessing, but I had to go through so much to birth her and just to bring her in the world. And I did a video about it, but just make a long story short, she's here. I had to go through a lot. Our lives changed. We had to adapt to being an older couple with two smaller kids. Oh my God. When I tell you these kids drive me crazy. But I love them. And God does things, for a reason. Okay. So 20 that was 2023. Halloween had to have an early due to preeclampsia and all the stuff that goes along with it and the dangers and all. But um you can go back and look at that live. That's 2023. October 2024. When I met Mr. Tabor, he already had two boys, two small boys, which I love dearly. But in 2024, one of them, Casey, was gunned down. And he is not a street kid. He's a teacher. He's an educator. He was a party promoter. Everybody loved him. And his funeral was, when I tell you, a homegoing celebration. There was not a sitting room or standing room. His students, the community. I mean, it was jam packed. And if you Google his name, Casey Larry, you can see what I'm talking about. And that was hard. That took a blow to our family, our marriage, and it's just like we could never recover. And they never found out who did it. And I don't want to get too much into that because there's been some breaks in the case just a few months ago this year. That was in 2024. So I don't want to get into that too much. Um, but that was a big blow to our family. Okay, so still recovering from that. Um, Also in 2020, no, 2025, May 21st, we were at Jamie Lynn's graduation, little graduation ceremony, pre-K, and I was feeling bad. We went to her dinner that we had planned, and y'all, ooh, when I tell you I was knocked off my feet, literally I was. I end up going to the long story short, end up going to the ER. Found out I had a heart attack. Yes, ma'am. May 21st of this year, which was maybe about 7 weeks ago now, I had a heart attack. And I'm in the ER trying to go back and forth with the doctor, the ER doctor. He's like, "You having a heart attack?" No, I'm not. He said, "We did your blood work, looking at the EKG." Yes, ma'am, you did. We're going to have to transport you somewhere else. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm calling everybody. I'm thinking, like, Lord, what? Oh, am I going to make it? Just all imagine you have in the middle of a heart attack and you thinking, is your life in the end? What's going on? Or, everything. You're human, I'm human. And you got small kids, life. You got so much in life that you still want to do. So imagine all of that going through your mind. And you like, I was just at a graduation dinner. So, that let me know that you could be up today, this morning, and down by the afternoon or the night. So you never know where life is going to take you. You never know what the next day, the next few hours will bring. And so from that experience alone, I learned to cherish every moment, to make every moment count, you know, and stop waiting and procrastinating for I do this tomorrow. I no, you don't even know if you're gonna have tomorrow. Get up and do it now. Now. You don't know what this afternoon will bring. Get up and do it now. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for approval from people. Stop trying to see if somebody's going to just do it. Whatever your heart feels that you want to do it. Okay. That was May 21st. Whew, so my brother was sick. He's been sick a long time, but he's a fighter. When I tell you, how you hear people saying they fought a good fight. If fought a good fight was a person, it would be my brother. Would have been my brother. He fought for years. Y'all know he had a kidney transplant, so this was going on like 10, 11 years for that. And he's just, he was at school. He was a work with troubled kids at school. He got sick in school. He's been sick off and on, but long story short, y'all, end up losing my brother Friday the 13th, Friday 13th of this year, a few weeks ago. When I tell you, I thought I was um watching other people move around and live their lives as far as me not being in my own body, but me just looking out like, is this real? Like I wasn't even in my own body. Things were going on around me. People were talking around me, but I wasn't present. My mind was not there. I'm like, oh my, what in the world is going on? When I first got the news, I was like, what happened? Because he was in the hospital. We had just went to see him. I wasn't even able to really get up out the bed to go see him, but I wanted to go see my brother. And he was in the hospital like 2 hours away. And everybody was like, are you able to go? I'm like, whether if I'm able to go or not, I want to go and see him. Because they were saying he had a stroke at school when he was at work. And let me backtrack just a little bit. I had just gotten out the hospital from having my heart attack when they said they was about to airlift him to the hospital. And I told my husband, I said, let me go and see my brother. I want to be there when they airlift him. He said, baby, do you think you can take that? I had my gown on, house shoes. I said, I want to go. So he helped me up and everything. I went up there with my gown and house coat on to where they was going to the place that they were going to airlift him, the spot. And so when he saw me, he held his hand now and we held hands and talked. I said, how you feeling? How you doing? We talked a little bit. I said, I'm gonna come and see you. He said, okay. We prayed and everything. And so by the time I got back home, I could see the helicopter in the sky, and I was like, "That's my brother up there," not knowing he wasn't gonna ever come back this way, because he and we have this thing here. Don't ever get in that helicopter. If you get in that helicopter, you're not coming back, because whenever they send for a helicopter, that's a sign of distress. Even when I had my heart attack, they were trying to say they were gonna airlift me. I said, I'm not getting. I wait for an ambulance. I said, I'm not getting in that helicopter. And I ended up having to wait about 2 hours for the ambulance to come and get me because I had refused to get in that helicopter. Because we always say if they have to transport you by that helicopter, you're not coming back. That's just a thing we have here. And I just didn't get in it. So as a result, we had to wait a little over 2 hours for a ride, in the ambulance or whatever. So my brother, he was the same way, and his wife, we was like, "What's the hold up?" She was saying, "Well, he don't want to get in the helicopter. He don't want, but really, he was so critical. They really had to tell him if you can get in this helicopter, you may not make it now. So he had to get in there, and the thing that we always fear, it actually happened. He got in that helicopter, and he never came back this way. But we were able to go see him. My mom and my sister-in-law went to see him often, and I went to see him as much as I could with me having these small kids and being sick myself. So we went to go see him, and he died that Friday. So that Thursday, when my mom and sister-in-law came back, my mom was like, "Y'all, he's not looking too good," and we knew he was gonna have to have therapy because he had that stroke. So his wife and all we were talking about where he was gonna do his therapy at when he came home. So that's the thing. We said he's gonna have to have therapy. He's got a long road ahead of him, but he's a fight. He's gonna make it because he always did. You know. So when she came home that Thursday, now she said, "Y'all, he's not looking too good." And you know how the other people were saying, how they hear a death rattle, which his lungs kept filling up with fluid. She said, "Y'all, I don't know about this time." She said, "Because his lungs keep filling up with fluid." And at one point, he was doing well. They had moved him out of ICU, put him in a room. And then that last week, they ended up moving him back to ICU because his lungs kept filling up with fluid. So she said, "Y'all," she said, "God is able. Y'all know we have seen him work miracles and wonders in his life." She said, "But I don't know about now." Because they start asking him, did he want to be a DNR and all? And I'm like, and I work in healthcare field. When they start asking you that, the doctors done lost hope. They done lost hope. Sometimes they done got tired of resuscitating you. And my brother had called it a couple of times. So for the doctors to ask him that, they ain't gotten tired. They don't see no signs that he'll be able to recover. And so uh, my brother couldn't talk at that time. They had given him uh not a trait. I can't even think straight. Y'all, I'm starting not to choke up, but a vent. They put him back on a vent. And so he couldn't talk. He was communicating with his eyes and holding up fingers and stuff when you asked him questions. So my mom said the doctor asked him, did he want to be resuscitated if he coded again? Hold up one finger, blink your eyes. However, they had communication set up. And so the doctor was receiving information that my brother was saying no. And my mom said, "No, every time, resuscitate him every time, every time." So she said the doctor told her, "It's not up to you. It's really up to his wife if we can't get an answer for him." And so my mom was telling my brother, because he told earlier on when my mom was visiting him, he told my mom he didn't want to die. So now he's saying, "Don't resuscitate him. Don't." And she told him, "Mike, you gotta fight. You gotta fight." So he turned his head. She went to pray for him. He turned his head. He had never done it out of all these years. He turned his head when she went to pray for him. He had lost hope. He had lost hope. He had lost, I don't want to say faith, but he was tired. I know for one thing, he was tired. All these years, all those being in those hospitals, and sometimes we would spend our holidays in family waiting rooms, Christmas, Thanksgiving. I remember several Thanksgiving and Christmases he would be in the hospital instead of us meeting up, eating at somebody's house or gathering. You know how families do at holidays. We would gather up in the ER, eating fast food and with blankets and pillows, because he would be in the hospital. I remember several holidays over the years that we had to do that. but all of us were together because we always been a close family. And so to have him gone, and that's my only brother, and I'm still like, is it real? As I just can't believe it. But through it all, I still trust God. I still trust God. I still trust God. I have to just keep God knows because my brother was tired, and I know he's not hurting, he's not suffering anymore. I believe that, and I know that, you know, and I know everybody that died don't go to heaven. I know it's heaven or hell, and but I just want to say this: I do believe that he got, like the old people say, like I said at his celebrate homegoing celebration, he had time to get his business fixed. He was laying there in the bed. We were taught to ask for forgiveness daily. We all fall short. You ask when you sin, you ask for forgiveness. You don't let yourself linger out there, get caught out there sinning. You repent daily, And he had time to lay there and talk to God. We've been in church the same church our whole life. So he knows the importance of repenting and getting yourself right with God. He know that. So I'm confident in knowing that he had time to lay there and talk to God. He did. So I'm at peace with that part of it, but physically and the human side, the flesh side of me is like, God, why did you take my brother? Why did you do that? Why? And I've never questioned God before, but why did you do that? You know what my brother meant to me, to our family. Why would you take him from us like that? Why would you do that? You know? But like I said, through it all, I trust God. I know I trust God. That's it. That's it. So, and I really, it's all of us. It's been bad. We call and talk. Even his wife, we call and talk 3, 4, 5 times a day, and which we did that anyway. But now it's like, is everybody okay? Have you talked to this person? Have you talked to check to see if they're okay? Because it hit all of us very hard. And my brother would always tell me, y'all know I like to decorate and just the extra everything. And every time we get together for a family function, he would always tell me, "You doing too much. It don't take all that. Why you gotta have all that? We can use paper plates. We ain't gotta have all of this. We can use plastic for it. You doing too much." And we would get a kick out of it. And I just after his passing, me and him bumping heads like that. It just now it's funny now because everybody, when we sit and think about him, we will always say, "You're doing too much. It don't take all that." I miss that. I miss bumping heads with him. I miss him telling me, "Wait, you stay in your place now. I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest. You stay in your place." I miss all of that. I do. I miss that. I miss it. And I look at videos of him now, and that's all I have. That's all I have, videos and memories. And people talk about YouTube and hey, Mama T, people talk about YouTube and it's a waste of time. It is not. It is not. Even if you don't get many views on your videos, the memories are what count the most. The memories are what is most important because now that my brother is gone, I can go back and look at that video of him and his wife trying that spaghetti I made, that mukbang that time. I have that. I have those family videos of him laughing and all of us having a good time. So making videos and uploading are not a waste of time. They are memories that you will always have. It's something you can always go back to and you can cherish them. So even if, and I'm speaking for myself, by us not being on YouTube, we got to build our presence back up, and that's understandable. Out of sight, out of mind. So we have to build our channel back up and get some more content. But I still, through it all, still trust God. And even with me having this heart attack a few weeks ago, uh, and y'all know I'm a workaholic. I am a workaholic. I'm supposed to be resting now, and like Jamie said, I'm doing tacos yesterday, and I'm supposed to be on bed rest. I went to the doctor. what day? Monday. Went to the doctor Monday to get clearance to go, because I'm ready to get back to work. My mind, anyway, because just sitting around is weighing too heavy, just thinking about my brother and thinking about things. So, my therapy is to keep busy so my mind won't be so idle. I went to the doctor so he can give me, you know, release forms to go back to work. I get to the doctor, y'all. My blood pressure 250 over 190. It was a miracle that I was walking around. Y'all know that's stroke level. 250 over 190. That is stroke level. In the state, anywhere in the world, in the hospital. And so the doctor, well, first his nurse came and she said, "Are you all right?" I said, "I'm fine." But y'all, that morning, I was laying in bed and I asked my husband, I said, "Is it raining out there?" He said, "No, it's not raining." I said, "I hear some water." "It's raining." He said, "It's not raining." He got up to me and said, "Honey, it's not raining." I said, "I keep hearing water like it's raining." So I laid there a little while, about 30 minutes. I said, I know it's raining because I hear some rain. He said, "It is not raining. It's dry. It's not raining." So it makes sense now. That was my blood pressure, you know, high like that. So my doctor told me, he said, "You not," and then the doctor, that's my brother, it was my brother's doctor. So I was talking to him and his nurse, and he didn't even know he had passed because he didn't die at that hospital. He was at the hospital he had transported him to. So he's like, "What happened? We had him stable before he left. What happened?" So we talked about that, and I got choked up. I'm sitting there crying. The doctor got up. He gave me tissues, and he hugged me, rubbed my back. So we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. We gonna. He said, "Doc," I told him, I said, "I need some help." I said, "I'm sick. I need some help. My blood pressure's up, everything up, and I'm still having, issues with me breathing and stuff." He said, "You're not in the shape to go to work." He said, you cannot go back to work." He said, "Especially with your blood pressure the way it is." He said, "Have you visited your heart doctor?" Just asked me all types of stuff. And he said, "It's okay." He said, "We're gonna get you, back right." He said, I can't send you home." He gave me some blood pressure meds right there in the office. He said, "I can't send you home like this." He said, "Because you're about to have a stroke now." He said, "I can't send you home." He said, "I'm gonna write this order." And the hospital, like right across the street from his office. He said, "You go over there to the ER and they're gonna admit you. And I want you to just lay there, until your blood pressure go down." He said, "You keep taking your meds the way, you're supposed to take them." So I went over there to the ER, and this nurse walked through, through kiosk or whatever, and my blood pressure had only went down 5 notches, so it's still extremely high. This lady gonna tell, and I'm saying this lady because I'm trying not to get just too upset and keep from calling out of her name. So I say this lady, "Oh, you got that killer blood pressure." I said, "Yeah, but it won't kill me." She didn't say nothing. So we waited a few minutes. And she said, "It really is not in the beds back there waiting on the ambulance to come get somebody." She said, "So I'm going to let you sit in here until we get you a bed ready." Yeah, I got these girls in this bed, and Jamie Lynn sleeps so bad, she just rolling all over the baby. So she said, "I'm going to let you see." I said, "No problem." Because it's a small hospital. I said, "No problem." So she had to come check it again like 30 minutes later. She said, "Ooh." I said, "Has it gone?" I said, "Is that the right cuff?" She said, "Well, I know what to do." I said, "You probably do, but is that the right cuff that you're using?" And she said, "It's still high." I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's why I'm here." That's why I'm here, because my blood pressure is high. She said, "I told you got that killer blood pressure." And I just looked at her. Y'all want to slap her across her face. I just looked at her. I'm like, in my mind, I just lost my brother. I already had a heart attack. And I'm here because my doctor sent me, because I'm about to have another heart attack or a stroke. And you talking to me like I got killer blood pressure. I'm like, really? Really? And the more I thought about it, I think I am gonna call the hospital administrator this morning and and just let her know what type of nurses that they have operating in the ER. Because when a person goes to the ER, that means they destitute. Really, they need emergency care. You know, and you talking to me like this, and I'm in distress already. And if I hadn't had a strong mindset, which at the time had been kind of weakened due to the things I had been through, and you talk to me like I'm gonna die, yeah, you got that killer blood pressure. So I'm like, really? So I think the administrator needs to know, and a director of nursing of that hospital needs to know the type of nurse they have, um, tending to their patients when they come in distress. You know. So anyway, y'all. So I ended up being at that ER when they finally got me a room back there about 3 hours. And she would come in and check, and she know she had upset me because every time she asked me, I snap on her. I keep and my by the time my son had made it, and my husband, y'all know he work out of town, and he kept calling. He wanted to call. I said, "Do not leave your job." He had been off with me with my heart attack with my brother. I said, "Stay at work. If something happened, I'm gonna call you. Brandon is here. Stay at work. Do not leave. Don't leave. I'm just trying to get my blood pressure down. Just stay there." So ended up staying there about 3 hours. And so my mom, when they let me go, they got it down to like 179 over like 80. It still was high, but for me, you know, it was okay. Enough for me to go home and lay down. And my doctor said I'm not going to work right now. My job keeps calling. When you coming back? When you come back? So yesterday I called to the office and I said, look, y'all send these this people some paperwork telling them I need extended leave. And I had to tell the lady, stop calling me, asking me about their job. Like I told her, my first priority is to get well. That's my first priority. I have small kids that I need to be well for. So don't call asking me when I'm coming back. I may not. Y'all, I'm trying to push Jamie Lynn over. She just, this little girl here. Y'all know this is a family show. So, oh my God. So I'm like, I'm not even concerned about that job. And people inboxing me, Ted, just sit down. Sit down. They calling you, text, sit down, which they are right. I need to sit down and be still. Be still. Sit there, do nothing. Y'all know that's hard for me to do nothing. Sit there and do nothing. Just lay there and watch TV. Ooh, y'all think I can do that with these two small kids? Even when my mom and daddy have them, I just can't. It's always something in my mind. I gotta go do. I gotta do. I could be doing this. I could be doing this. It's always something that I in my mind that I feel I could be doing. So I need to pray, ask God for patience to just settle my nerves, just settle me down because I'm always I got to do something. Got to do something. Oh, I can sit down and do that. I can sit down and just sit down and do it. I don't need to be doing nothing. Resting, 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 resting. Yeah, Jamie, I do. I know, and really, I mean, I'm at a point now where, and I see what can happen. I see how quickly life can change. I see that. I see. I'm living it. How quickly things can turn from night to day. Mom T said, "Put your mind at rest." Ooh, I gotta slow down. I gotta slow down, y'all. I got to slow down. Um, so that's what's going on with me. So right now I'm not working. I am off work. Need to get better. And my husband, and y'all know I've said it before, even before I was had this heart attack. Months in last year, I was saying I'm gonna quit that job. Even walked off the job a couple times and was asked to come back. So y'all know how I've been trying to separate from that job. So like I said earlier, our plan is not God's plan. When God have your path already laid out for you and you try to deter from it, his plan gonna work every time. So you either gonna do it his way or he gonna knock you off your feet and you still gonna end up doing it. You cannot deter from what God has aligned for you. And the way and our way of thinking is not his. So I'm surrender myself to God, whatever he wants me to do. I mean, I want his will to be done. I don't know if it took all of me taking all of this for me to get on the right path to where he designed me to go. I don't know. I don't know. I still don't understand why he took my brother away. I don't understand that. I don't. I mean, I trust him, but I just feel like he could have gave us more time with him. I really do. In my heart, I really do. I trust God, but I feel like he could have gave me more time. Us. He could have. God can do anything but fail. He could have gave me more time with my brother. Even with him having that stroke. We had set our minds to where, we was gonna have to help him go to therapy, help him. We had, you know, we were prepared for that. He took my brother from us. I don't know why he would do that. I don't know why God did that. I don't. He could have healed him, even if he didn't heal him with that stroke. He could. I don't know why he did that, but I'm not. I'm not gonna. I'm His will. Just let His will be done. So now we have our new normal. We have to live without him. This past 4th of July, um, we were all together. Everybody, my sister was still here. She stayed longer after the home going to, so all of us could be together. And he is usually the one on the grill. He'll tell us the day before. He'll say, "Now, I ain't gonna be on no grill all day. If y'all got some meat y'all want to put on the grill, y'all better bring it to me the day before. Go on, get it to me. Don't wait till the last minute." He said, "I need to marinate the meat." And he'll tell me, "I know you got your own stuff you want to put on there. On. Go on, put what you gonna put on there and bring it to me." Ooh, but God's will be done. And God's will be done. So for now, we're gonna bring coffee and donuts back. We're gonna talk about hot topics like we did have fun. I'll try to get back to my new way, new life. Me having this heart attack, me losing my brother. I'm just trying to get back to not get back because I never get that life back. That life is gone. This is my new life. My new life. Living without my brother and having a heart attack, knowing I have limitations on things, and just trying to see what life gonna bring. And I have to really pray for peace in my mind because every time leading up to the heart attack, I would have really bad heartburn. I would just go through Tums, just eat up bottles of Tums, and I'm like, oh, I'm just real bad heartburn. So since then, I've had heartburn maybe twice, but they give me some medication for it. But each time I have it, I'm like, Lord, is this another heart attack? Because I'm just, there's so much to go through my mind. I'm just trying to stay close to God and make sure I'm a good person. I'm doing the right things. I don't want to be caught out there. I want to be here to see my girls grow. I want to raise my own children. I want to enjoy life. You know, I want all the good things that God have for me. I know things can be, even though I've gone through this, I know things could be worse. Because a lot of people, many people have had heart attacks and don't live to tell it. They died. So I'm thankful and grateful. I'm so thankful and grateful, God. And I'm nobody in God's eye. God gave me grace and mercy. So I know it's something for me to do. I know it. And I'm sitting here now looking at my girls, and God could have taken me from them in that moment. He could have, but He didn't. He didn't. I'm so grateful and thankful to Him for that. Lord knows I am. You know. So while I'm here, I'm working. I may not go back. I may just continue to work for myself. The way I see it, I think God's trying to show me anyway that I can just work for myself and be here for my girls. You know. I'm thinking now that's really the path God wants me to go in because everything is lining up that way. Everything is lining up that way. I'm gonna get my YouTube channel. I want to get this YouTube channel back up and running. And there's so much content I could give with me here with these girls going to the grocery stores, us baking cupcakes, and just all types of content. You know. So while I'm here, I'm gonna start uploading videos. And before I get off this morning, y'all have a very special person that if she has time, I want to bring her up to the stage. Not to well, bring her up to the stage. We got a celebrity in the building, y'all. We have a celebrity in the building, and I'm so proud. And it just goes to show you how you just being yourself and uploading videos, how you don't know who's watching. And this person has been so instrumental in me with my YouTube channel from the very beginning. So instrumental, even on a personal. We talk personally, on the phone outside of YouTube, and I love her so much. I just want her to know how special she is to me. She really is, and I'm gonna bring her up and let her tell you the big special news that she has going on in her life. How God has blessed her through her YouTube channel. And I mean, she can tell y'all the juicy stuff. But y'all, I'm so excited. Oh, I am so excited for her. I'm gonna bring her up. Let me see. How do I bring somebody up to the stage again? Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Do I press this button? Nope, I don't press that. Let me see. Invite guests. Y'all, I'm rusty. Copy that. Okay. Uh I'm gonna post this link. Y'all, I gotta get back in the swing of things. Come on now. Okay, hold on. We pay. Oh, there it is. Paste. Okay. Okay. Hit that link. She already know who I'm talking about. Hit that link and come on up and tell us the very special news. Do y'all see that link? Oh, she's asking if you could talk to your brother right now. What do you think he would tell you, Mama T? To be honest with you, he'll tell me stop all this crying. He'll say tend to them girls. Stop this crying. He okay. He's got both functioning kidneys. He's happy. He probably tell he missed us, but live my life. I honestly believe he would tell me it's gonna be all right and live. In my heart, I believe that's what he would tell me. I honestly believe that's what he would say. Okay. He got Mama T in the building.
Hey,
Are
love.
you there, Mama T?
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me?
Hey, good morning, Mama T. Okay,
God
so
bless everybody.
yes. So you got some big, big news, and I'm so excited for you. And look, I was telling Lexus about it last night after me and you talked. And she was
Mm.
saying we got to watch. I said, well, she having a watch party, so we have to tap in. So we gotta
Uh-huh.
get some popcorn. She's like, let's go up to the building and watch it on the TV at the building. I said, we can do
Oh,
that too. We can do that. So we are
yes.
excited. So I know you probably can't say much, but I'm gonna let you talk. 'Cause I don't want to talk too much. So you have the floor, Mama T.
Well, yeah, praise God, everybody. And I just want
Hmm.
everybody to know that God is good and He is truly in the blessing
He
business.
is.
And anybody on now that has a channel, I want to let you know you never know who is watching you. You never know who will get in touch with you. So last year in November, um I got an email and it was from the Food Network. And so, I thought it was a scam. Y'all know we get a lot of scams now.
Hmm.
So I thought it was a scam. So my daughter works for the movie industry. And so
Hmm.
I forwarded it to her and then she forwarded it to a producer friend of hers. And she said, oh yeah, this is legit. And so we got in touch with the people. And anyway, to make a long story short, They chose me out of hundreds of
Ooh.
thousands of people, and they invited me to be on their Food Network channel. And the Food Network, the series they got going on, they call it a Family Recipe Showdown. So
Mm-hmm.
they described it a lot different than what it was when they flew us out. So they flew us out to New Orleans, Sister Pam and I, because it needed to be a team, and we taped the show back in November. And so it kind of died down and everything. And so now they got in touch with me a few weeks ago and told me I could talk about it, because see, I had to sign papers, I couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
So they got in touch with me and told me I can talk about it and put it on my channel and everything. So yeah, they chose me to be on there, and it's going to air on the 17th of July, which is Thursday at
Mm-hmm.
9 o'clock.
That's
And
tomorrow.
yeah, that's tomorrow, and I'm going to do like a little watch party, and just here, and nothing real big, and no matter whether I won or lost, I
Mm-hmm.
just want to let you know that God is still in control, and you just never know who watching you. So I would say, never give up, like on your YouTube channel, and on your YouTube channel, put God first, because I
Mm-hmm.
asked God. I went from having like 8,000 subscribers, and within a month, it went up to almost 40,000. Then
Oh
it
my
just
God.
kept growing. And so you never know who is watching you, but you got to put God first in everything you do. And I
Yeah.
asked God, I used to watch my subscriber count and watch the money I make and all that. You know what? I just stopped doing it. And God was letting me know to lean on me, and I will give you the increase. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's what I did. So I asked God, I said, God, enlarge my territory. And I said, whatever's gonna be. And when I stopped just watching the subscriber count, watching this, watching that, that's when I start getting the increase. So yeah, we're gonna be on that show. And I can't talk a lot about it, but I can't wait. Maybe Tangi later on, after it's all over, I could come back and it really explain
Yeah.
some things to y'all, because it was not easy. I'm not gonna tell you it was just getting up there, bam, bam, and that was it. No, it was not easy. I had an accident with my knee, and it just, it was hard. It was like Hell's Kitchen without the
Mm.
cursing, and the way they presented it, like, oh, it's gonna be just like a Southern style cooking show. And, I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be easy and all that. It was the running to get
Oh
everything you see
wow.
on those shows. That's what we had to do. And imagine,
Wow.
I had injured my leg a couple of days before, but God kept me, and He's still in control of everything. So, yeah, it's going to air. It's going to air. Thank God for
Well,
that.
Mama T, thank God. In my book, you already won. You
Oh,
won. You won because do you know how many cooking shows are on YouTube? Out of
yeah,
all of those, it's millions of shows. You ain't got to just flip. There are millions of cooking shows on and tutorials on YouTube. It's so
yeah,
many of them, and
yeah.
they handpicked you out of all of those people. You won.
Yeah, yeah, and I asked,
You won
yeah, and
already.
I asked the first guy that got in touch with me, and he told me, he said, if you don't win, he said, I'm gonna come and we're gonna start Mama T Enterprises. And
Ooh.
he told me, I said, well, how did you find me? He said, Mama T, he said, I've been watching you. And he was in
Oh wow.
California, and I said, you've been watching. He went way back to, I think I made some fried pig feet or something a long, long time ago.
Oh
He
wow.
said, I want to taste them fried pig feet. I said, that's been
Oh
about
my
3 or 4
God.
years ago. He said, we've been watching you.
Oh my
So
God.
you never ever know who's watching you. Somebody from Ford magazine did an article on me and living in the 60s in Atlanta, and they got in touch with me a while back about doing an article and talking about the invisible racial walls in
Mm.
Atlanta. And they just got in touch with me because they watched one of my videos, and
Oh wow.
they put me in Forbes magazine. So you never know. We talking about a hometown girl, don't have a, don't have a college education, just a homemaker, and but I've always wanted to. I always had my business. I had my own
Mm,
flower shop and all. So, but
mm.
but God just blessed me. I just did not even think about. I never thought about being on Food Network.
Oh wow.
Never. So y'all keep them channels straight. I'm telling you, you don't know who watching you.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That
Hmm.
is amazing. And you just go by your day to day and you just people just watch, you just never know who in the bushes or who in the
Yeah,
those views. That's amazing. That's inspiration. That
yeah,
alone is inspiration, Mama T. And I just want to thank you for all over the years for you just keep just pushing me and motivate me,
yes,
even in my personal life, you pray and Papa Tucson
yes.
praying for me.
My boo. That's what everybody calls. Well, we love you, and I just want you to. I want you to be encouraged. You are smart and intelligent. Don't give up. I know things get hard. I know you have been through a lot of tremendous changes in your life, but God got you, and God is in control. You just get some rest, and you let Him increase your channel, and He will increase because you have. It's a world of topics out there. It's so
Hmm.
many topics out there to the just unbelievable. And just put God first, like I know you do. Just keep
Yeah.
going. I encourage everybody, keep going with your channels. Don't give up. I don't care if you got 2 or 3 thousand subscribers. I had two or three. I remember when I had 20 subscribers, and that was 20 people in my family. But I
Oh
just
wow.
kept going. I got tired. I wanted to give up a couple of times, and I stayed off for about a month or whatever. I took a break. I'm like, I'm just tired, and I still get tired now, but I keep going because I feel
Yeah.
like I'm on a journey, and God got me on this channel for a reason. It's not just for cooking and all that. God got me on this channel for a reason, and I know the reason that He's got me on there.
Hmm.
So He has plans for me, just like He got plans for y'all. He's got plans for y'all. Just stay straight and be careful on the things you do and say on your channel. That would be my advice.
Yeah. Because things you say years ago, they'll bring up that video and say, well, do you still feel this way about it? I've seen that happen when
Yeah,
somebody like these celebrities, they'll dig up old videos of them and stuff saying
yeah.
crazy stuff,
You're
you
not
know.
exempt. They'll do that to you too. How many
Yeah.
times people tell me right now, y'all have good recipes, but y'all get to the recipes, y'all talk too much. I don't
What?
argue with people. I said, God bless you. I said, but we gonna keep on talking.
Yeah, we from the South. We talk and cook.
That's right. That's right. And then you'll develop your own circle
Hmm.
of people that come in just to hear you talk. To encourage you. So God had put a lot of people in my path to encourage me. So
Yeah.
I keep on. I'm not gonna stop talking because one person telling me I talk too much, and I'm gonna continue to talk, and I'm gonna continue to talk about God.
That's
And if
right.
yeah, if I get offered any kind of show and they tell me, well, this show, it's gonna pay you $1 million, and all of us need money. Say, but if you talk about God,
Mm.
you can't have this show. You can keep your $1 million because my eye is on the
I
real
know that's for
prize.
real. That's right.
Mhm.
That's
That's
right.
right.
And I don't want to be associated with nothing or nobody who don't believe in God, and I can't tell them how good God has been to me. I, you know,
I That's right.
mm-mm.
That's right. Don't sell your soul for money. It's not even
That's
worth it.
right. Hmm.
Just keep going and Tanja, I love you, and I don't know whether anybody know, but since me and Tangie met, she's my official goddaughter.
Yeah.
And so I have a goddaughter, I have some sisters, I got some brothers and some cousins on YouTube now.
Hmm.
So you create a family. You
Yeah,
create a
that's
family. So
true.
that's what I have created. God has created on
Hmm.
YouTube, and for far as records, just think about it. All the videos that you put on YouTube, you're dead and gone, your family members, your children and
Mhm.
grandchildren, if YouTube still exists, they're gonna be
Yeah,
watching that.
that's true.
Hmm.
That's what I was saying a little early, Mama T, about my brother. That video, that and I didn't- it ain't it's not even many views on. I had just got started, and they were trying
Hmm.
to help me get some content. And I had made this spaghetti and took it over to their house, and they did like a little mukbang on it. And I thought about it. I said, let me go and watch this video of him.
Hmm.
And even though it didn't don't have many views, I'm watching because I see him alive and and
In his
being
element.
himself. Yeah, so
Don't you think that's priceless?
it is. Oh my God, it's priceless. And
Hmm.
then the other day, my sister-in-law sent me a video. The principal, they were at end of the year school Christmas party, and they had some entertainers up there. They were playing, this song, "Diamond in the Back, Sunroof Top, Leaning in the." What
Digging,
how it go?
digging the
Gangsta Lean.
scene in a
Yeah,
gangster
that.
lean. Ooh.
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
loved that song. He loved old music like that, and
Uh,
they would play. They would sing like karaoke, like. And my brother
mm.
was standing up, singing it, and leaning back. I said, "Look at my brother."
Oh, yeah,
And I
yeah.
just watched that video she sent me over and over and over. Oh, it'll go off. I'll play it again, play it again. But he was up, having a good time, enjoying himself. And I just keep watching it over and over. So videos are so priceless, Mama T. Oh
They
my
are so
God.
priceless. But one thing I do know about grief, because I was my mother's only child and
Mm-hmm.
it was hard. And one thing I do know about grief, the way I look at it, is that you're in a tight closet that your shoulders are touching. And you can't look right, you can't turn right, you can't turn left. You have to look straight ahead. So grief is something we can't get out of it, but we can pray and just pray and worship and ask God for his strength. We got to face it. Even Jesus wept, so we
Yeah.
got to, we got to face it head on. So I would say, try to keep yourself calm. You gonna
Mm-hmm.
cry, you gonna think about your brother, you gonna do all of that, but God is in control. He has a plan for your life. You're still here. You could have passed a while back. Look
Mm-hmm.
how God done kept you. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep going. And then all of us, that love you, we're gonna be praying for you because we know grief is not easy. And I trust me, it will get better. From a person that lost her mom and I was the only child. I'm
Oh
glad
wow.
I'm 20 something years away from that throw of grief. And I'm telling you, I do feel better. And it don't seem like you're going to feel no better, but you are going to feel better. So just keep growing. And I just wrote a note a few minutes ago. I said, what would you, if your brother could come back, what do
Mm-hmm.
you think he would tell you with you going through this stuff with your blood pressure? What do you think? Because he's resting. So what do
Yeah.
you think he would tell you? Do you think he would want you to be like, hurt like this? No, and we gonna hurt, but he wants you to live your life. You got a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful family. Live your life. It's hard. You going through it, but just keep praying. Ain't nothing you can do to get out of it. It's
That's
grief.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got to hold on to, Mom T. Just praying and asking God for strength, just to, from day to day,
Yeah.
just from day to day.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
got people in my corner like you, that really and truly care, that's been checking up on me, I need that. I do,
Yeah.
because when I'm just alone with my thoughts and just people checking up on me, even sending me a text, it shows me that people do care. And that, sometimes people say, "I'm praying for you," or "You in my prayers." Sometimes I feel like people just saying that because they think that's what they supposed to say,
Yeah.
at certain
Yeah.
times. But when I say I really truly feel the prayers, and I know prayers of the righteous avail much, I really feel the prayers of people being praying. I feel the prayers. I feel that
Mm-hmm.
comfort from people interceding and praying for me. I really do.
Yeah, you've been through a lot. You've been through a whole lot the last years too. So just rest in the Lord. And my advice is to put on you some praise and worship music.
Mhm.
Stay in that Bible, because that's going to be your comfort. And no, we don't know why, God took him. We don't know. I don't know why God took my mom. And I went through questioning God about that. But I feel better. I'm 20 something years away and I feel better. And yet, you know what? I still cry. And it's not just around Mother Days and her birthday.
Mhm.
I cried, and you know what I say? I say, I miss you, Mom. I say,
Oh.
I love my mom. I miss her so
Mm.
much. But you know what? I gird myself up. I pray
Mhm.
and I keep going. Because we got a race to run. My mama had a race to run, and her mama had a race to run. So
Yeah.
the race is not given to the swift, but it's given to the one who endures to the end.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got a race to run. So your race is set before you, and you don't want your blood pressure to get real high like that, and you
Mhm.
have to go in the hospital. So having a high blood pressure sometimes, is worse than some people have strokes and stuff. But God has give you what you need to do. You know what you need to do. And so, if that job is too much or whatever, keep yourself calm. Stay at home. Do YouTube. It's millionaires on YouTube.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's little boys making millions and millions of dollars on YouTube. So God reign on the just like he do the unjust, don't he?
Yes, ma'am, he does.
Okay,
He sure
so
does.
he'll do it for you. He'll do it for you just like he do it for them. Just stay, just keep going. Just pick a time. However many minutes you gonna be on there, pick that time, be on there, and just be. I would say be consistent.
Mhm.
That could be your income right there.
Yeah. Yep.
So I love y'all, and Tangent, we'll talk. We'll
Okay.
talk. We'll
All right.
talk. I'm
Thank you
still
for
here.
coming up, and I'm excited. We're gonna watch your show tomorrow night. We're gonna be in the building.
Yes, I'm gonna try to. I bought a new iPad, so I'm gonna try to have it fixed right on the TV or whatever. But
Okay.
you and my family members are gonna be here, and I appreciate y'all watching and supporting. And then after all of this is over, I would love to come back and tell y'all exactly
Yeah.
what happened. But I had to sign paperwork, and I don't want to get sued. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right.
'Cause you never
That's
know
right.
who's looking and listening.
That's
So, but
right. You know they
afterwards.
watching Mama Ticket. That's how they got
Yes.
you. So you know they watching.
Yeah, they watching, so I can't say anything about
Right.
the winner, anything about what happened. But when it's over with, I have a lot to say and a lot to talk about, and I come back
hmm
on the show and we'll talk about that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being you, for being there for me. And I'm excited about tomorrow. Thank you for coming up on the stage. And we'll talk
Yes.
later. We'll talk later.
Okay, honey. Okay. Love y'all. See
All right. And
y'all
if
later.
you all are not, everybody that's catching the recap, if you are not subscribed to Mama T Speaks, please go on over and subscribe to her channel. All right. Thank you, Mama
Thank
T. Love
you.
you and talk to you
Okay.
later.
All right. Love you
All
too.
right. All right, y'all. That's it for coffee and donuts this morning. We'll be back tomorrow with a hot topic. Thank you all for tuning in. For everybody that's catching the replay, thank you so much. And we're back, Coffee and Donuts. We are back. We are revamping the show. We're coming back every morning, 6 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. If you have any announcements that you want us to make, inbox them to me on Instagram, WTF with the Family Tables on Instagram. We will surely read the announcements out. And I want to send a very special shout out to my sister Monique. It's her birthday today. I was about to tell her age. I don't know if she want me to tell her now, but happy birthday, little sister. I love you. And enjoy your day. Until tomorrow, y'all. Be blessed and spread some positivity throughout these YouTube streets. See you tomorrow morning. Have a
Bye
blessed
bye.
day.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.